I am CJ Strongheart. I hail from the Saikas First Nation. I train out of Kaitan MMA in Prince George, and I am the AMA lightweight champion.
This past Friday, you had a match at Fraser View Hall in Vancouver for the lightweight championship, the AMA championship. How was it feeling coming up to that fight, and what was your process when it came to some of the training?
Feelings coming up to the fight, I knew I just had to be training really hard. Like, it was a title opportunity. I'm one of the weird people that really respect those opportunities, and I think you should really put yourself full force into it. So I'd made a lot of arrangements within my personal life and created an opportunity for me to train. I train 9 times a week, and I really try to do everything I could do possibly. Like, if I could eat kale, every second day or something like that, like any type of thing that I need to do to be better, I was doing it.
So leading up to your fight, you talked about the kale and some of the things that were going into it. When you arrived, at what point was it surreal that you were going into the main event at Fraser View Hall for the championship?
It became surreal for me because what I did for this particular fight is I stayed in my apartment or until my hotel until like it was kind of where you had to. The event was halfway through. So I got there, the place was completely packed. Like, normally what people would do is they'll just, they'll show up to the event at the rules meeting, which is like 6:30, and then they stay there all day until they fight. And like this particular event, I fought at like 12, I believe. So this was like 6 hours later from the actual time I went there to listen to the rules meeting, have them tell me to do all these things, and then I went to sleep. I had like a long chill nap, wait, and then I ended to go back, warm up, get my hands wrapped and tape, and I knew I was kind of main event because it was just how big the crowd was, and and knowing that I'd waited that long and late in the night to compete.
Now you got to the arena, you're obviously in the locker room, you're sitting there. What's going through your head just before the bout?
Be loose, just be like water, be free. I really told that to my coach like 3 times. I feel free to move in any way I want to move, and that's what I wanted to keep and hold on to, and just kind of keep nerves and doubts and fears just as far away from my soul as I could.
At any point in time, were you nervous?
I was nervous the whole time. I live with anxiety, so I was scared the whole time this whole process was coming together. Like, just now today, I feel real relief, and when I go have pizza, when I'm having pizza, and pop and all these things, all the real joys of victory. But the whole time, I'm terrified. Like, I meditated for 2 hours in the dark before this fight, just getting my mind outside of that negative space and just to be like water, move fluidly, make choices, have a freedom of movement to think and feel I could do whatever I wanted, and then think anything was a bad idea. Like, I didn't look through watch the replay, and I threw way more head kicks than I ever thought I did.
Now, just before the fight, you're waiting backstage, you have your crew behind you, your music hits. Walk us through what goes through your mind from that point to being in the ring and then that first bell.
No, in that whole mind, I'm literally telling myself, this is the place we're going. You're gonna get it together, boy, and you got to get it together. And I put it together as much as I can to be like, I have no excuses. I'm just going to throw hard, push and move without thinking, really. Like, the way I fight is very much, there's a thinking game to it, but it's a lot of not thinking, where I don't go past the first idea. Like, if I have the idea, that's probably why I threw so many head kicks, didn't realize it. I just, in that moment, in that time, I was like, throw a head kick just to get this idea that it's there and do something else. And that really made it tough, in the sense that I just turn off and become something that's able to kill something. I guess that's the idea. Like, if I had to, I would have put my thumb in that guy's eye. I just would have, beat him to death and drunk his blood out of a boot if I really needed to.
First round hits, bell goes, you go in. What do we think?
Well, when the bell rang, I wanted to start moving. I had the idea of how I wanted to start my movements and how I wanted to start the thing. I think I threw a spinning head kick, which was not too good. But I really wanted to just get into that affirmation that I can do whatever I think, and I've had that freedom of movement. So, I started my movement. I started doing things that made me feel comfortable. I dropped my hands way too much, but for whatever reason, I felt that made me comfortable. Or, maybe I just wanted to give a fuck you to my opponent. I don't know. But it was giving me that whatever I could do to be comfortable was definitely in the first round is what I was trying to accomplish. And then I got my takedown. I got that huge slam that I wanted to hit, and so I just got it right into the mode of doing what I wanted to do.
Now you go from the first round and you guys made it to the four rounds. Once you hit to the fourth, how did you feel once it hit the bell rang? Fourth is going in.
Well, first I was in the corner. I was asking, are we in the fifth? So I got the surprise and shock that we're only in the fourth, and we got one more of these to do after. So I kind of just had that quick little moment of like, all right, whatever, I just blank things out and make it really, really clear in black and white, where it's like, okay, we're doing this round. And I got up and I was like, all right, how am I gonna figure this? And go back to what I'm doing, try to get the grappling hold, because I'm tired, right? And he's tired, and it's gonna cause him more exertion to have to pick me up. At no point was I ever gonna go into a slugfest. I got asked that last night, whether I was gonna go into a slugfest or not, like just not be too tired to grapple. I'm never too tired to grapple. So and if I'm on top of him, he has to get me off, which makes him more tired and just more concept to quit, which is probably why he quit once I locked up the knee.
Now you locked up the knee, and obviously he went right away to a quick submit.
Yeah,
everybody's seen it across who was watching it live on the E Live.
As far as I know, Norway.
He yells "fuck" right away. What was your thoughts? The bell rang. Referee goes, what were your thoughts?
Well, my first actual thought was, why is it stopping? Because I was literally in the process of blowing his knee out. Like I was just having all my thought processes were just on that one place. So once it stopped, it's like I had to be like, why does it stop? And then go, oh yeah, fight's over. Oh, if the fight's over and I had the knee bar, I won. Holy shit, I won. And I was just so exhausted and tired, going like, I don't feel like I won. But knowing I won, definitively knowing I won. And then just seeing my coach get shoot out of the ring and everything, and I was just like, okay, just take a breather, and just take that moment to just lay there and soak it all in, like, because it was very much for me. I'm not a very egotistical person where I get up and I need to hear the crowd say my name. Like, it could have been an empty hall and I won, I would have probably had the same emotion. Well, maybe not. Crowds tend to take that little thing out of me, and the little light comes on, the camera change just a little bit. Yeah, I was just overwhelmed with the process of that I won. I'd become a champion. I'd set out a half goal that I'd put in my mind years ago.
Now coming out, the new AMA lightweight champion. How does it feel, obviously, to be a champion, and what's next?
I'm really happy because like this fight, this guy got up, this guy got up and he trained for me. He trained hard. He was a guy who's made himself a real difficult opponent, and I trained really hard too. Like I thought I was gonna steamroll him, just destroy this human being. And no, he trained hard. He was there. He had cardio. He didn't he kept getting out of all the submissions that I'd put him in and all the danger, and took the shots I gave him, because I kicked him in the face. and then it was a title fight. It was the main event. It wasn't the co-main. It was a title fight, main event, packed house, and I won in the championship rounds by knee bar. When like Lock Legion, it's one of the things I'm into, and it just was. I couldn't have thought a better way to win a title and have that memory in my mind and that experience. And especially all the experience of growing up to it. So
what's next for CJ Strongheart?
Well, I need to work now, so I need to, because I spent so much time, like I was in between jobs anyway at the time, but the negotiation process took longer than I thought, and I only had a month to train, and I decided to just kind of give up looking for a job in those times so that I could train and dedicate myself to the task at hand. Now that it's over and I haven't allowed myself to think too much past it, just more or less thinking I'm going to try to go back into normal civilian life and continue to train, because it's one of my great passions. But continue to train, continue to compete, but really kind of not go so deep as to training 9 times a week and eating every meal with only the thought of the task in mind.
Well, I mean, that pretty much answers everything. The new AMA lightweight champion, CJ Strongheart, thank you for coming on the show.
That's always a pleasure. I am CJ Strongheart. I am the AMA lightweight champion. If you do not subscribe right now, you will possibly get head kicked right through your screen.